All right, good to have you with us here on the Thursday edition of the South African Morning. I'm Gareth Edwards. As we head up to 8 minutes to 8 o'clock, Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Mineral Resources and Energy has been advised that it does have the authority to hold its own inquiry into the Procurement Programme and the Karpowership deal. Now, corruption allegations, to remind you, were levelled over the awarding of a contract to the Turkish-led Karpowership consortium. Now, in June, the 225 billion rand deal suffered a false start after the Department of Environmental Affairs rejected Karpowership's application for projects at the ports of Saldanha, Coega and Richards Bay. Now, in March, Karpowership was named the preferred bidder to supply 2,000 megawatts to reduce load shedding here in South Africa. So let's find out where we are on this process now. I'm joined by Mr. Sahlulele Luzipo, the Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Mineral Resources. Mr. Luzipo, good morning to you. So you now have been told that you do have the authority to hold this inquiry. Just very briefly, what are the key questions that your committee is going to be asking?
Well, good morning to you and the viewers at home. First, let me extend a word of condolences to the family of the late Honorable Nxumalo, who served on our committee, and may his soul rest in peace. Yes, it's true. We did receive the legal report on how to deal with one thing that we have to deal with is the matter that relates to the allegations made against the procurement and the role that has been played by some. Therefore, on those are correlated on the issues that relates to the nature, as well as the intention of the procurement process, but also they will relate to allegations of influence as well as attempts to manipulate the process, so that at the end of the day there are some who might benefit out of it in an unnatural, if that word is correct, in an unnatural manner. So the questions will be related to that, but most definitely you can't limit members of parliament to ask any question that they deem necessary. The reason we needed the legal advice was that how do we navigate through the allegations that are in front of a court, which others may argue that they are prima facie, they are not necessarily prima facie, that they are sub judice, and the legal that we can ask any.
Mr. Luzipo, let me interrupt you, and I'm very sorry for doing it. It seems the line to you is not fantastic. It does seem to be cutting the whole time. I'm going to perhaps just ask this last question. Hopefully we can hear you properly. Mr. Luzipo, your timeline on this. The country still dealing with load shedding. This Karpowership, named the preferred bidder, could help reduce load shedding. What's your timeline for your committee where you've been tasked with getting this done?
Look, we have not agreed, obviously, on the meeting of the 17th, but most definitely we want to finalize this before the end of the year, or within the quarter that we'll be dealing with, which is between now and November. So we hope by November we'll have been able to finalize this process, or even earlier than that. That's why we considered doing a physical sitting as a committee instead of doing it through a virtual process, so that also all those that are mentioned in the deal will be able to come physically and present their cases.
Well, I appreciate your time. The line is giving up on us a little bit, but we've got the gist of what you're saying. I appreciate you speaking to us this morning. Mr. Sahlulele Luzipo, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Mineral Resources here on eNCA. By the end of the year, we should have some clarity, according to them, about Karpowership and the Procurement Programme for more power here in South Africa.